John Mahama the physician sebi enye bibia na so right omususu say wontumi aye ne bi e fa dwirem ne pro ne ketase hye
na niema me ya cheme obi court ama me bail no on the same issue you arrest me and then
that the FIC is also preparing its own docket financial intelligence. Thank you.
MPP for her money na the ba no se bunima ko bi akopɛ dade a chaahye
omusan susu say adazede bi o e kire say eye ehyen bi a ebedi ne nchen no amfa mrakwan so ne bahe
and now unim say even likely say and EOCO for yi chairman Wontumi a another state agency so betimi asen apeke ne app
and you need to beti
me no ka say amanonefo bi a omo so bo ni so mo ye law enforcement officials so mo ye aposifo ehuntekunfo mo ye nhwemu amana so ene Ghana aban di kita ho say saa ensensem we fa ehye no so omo nyom nhwehwem
bon kada ya dibi kotu do wana ke woda o Wontumi a what say na niema kode
I have one Ghana TV message or comment beba comment section be like no subscribe no asa share ama obiso ehun bie u kopiem EOCO headquarters a ene chama Wontumi supporters omoni security men no enye easy kra omo the bus na dru ho no ma che say from Kumasi to Accra enye easy che say dru anumre ebi mo e de ho aye playground a omo flip bottles eno na etwa guo no che say omo twen say ye be release chama Wontumi na ene ye yi chama Wontumi omo che say omo de no eko efie
Asia Dr. Brian Echampo Wontumi hwe se de bia party for mo ba ha na ye ko na de ewa ha o sade a o de japade asia wo ampa no pa EOCO for eko ni fie ni na akɔhwe edi team sampa krata ni nyina no eye ne dia ami nhira wo na ye ba ye no na kenu se ye wie okwa sasa ye ba ye interrogation ye kwa basa ene se aboy samri na MPP party no ye catch NDC aban said that down the catch on say emre we ye ninka so na so ye die say ye mra pa na NDC aban person ye camera and you mun share your court sanati ye enya EOCO ha ye hwe say almost Wontumi a bibia ye fa court na MPP ye be hwe say your lawyer for power
oh yes
no kasa chama Wontumi wo free ha wo oni EOCO ha okwa so ko free akwaji na home eti bia so wo bia no ye be mama swati
Another hint aba ne say majority chief whip honorable Dafiamekpo ochiremu a FIC financial intelligence center mo be kai a mo afreeze chema Wontumi account ni no ma wo chese Wontumi ntua ne ba school fees ni ade no omo so build another case against chema Wontumi after EOCO ni CID investigation na omo ye no enti e be kwa kotie details ni nyina with Captain Smart's reaction ye nyina nim and Sansa daily ehun sem a ye na free NHIA board members mu na during circulation of say revoking appointment no alleged post to be na a circulate say lady no na atro abra President John Dramani Mahama ewini ye no lady ni na betray ya o say congratulations to President elect of Ghana John Dramani Mahama on this well-deserved victory. It's been a great honor serving you as a personal physician, especially during the difficult times in opposition and throughout the very tough campaign. You did it. Enunane security. And Honorable Ofosu in charge of government communications. What say post no crown a fake. Now watch him in the side of the government normal or more any omuhuni say mistake or my year. Honorable Felix Ofosu esa kan chema Wontumi dintia 50 million bill near the man on in sema echo around. Yeti and Sansa de enumra ya ba na ti chema Wontumi de.
Say abaima obi appointment. Na beto ya se nipa no kra no nkrata ogyina so anase nimdi esusu owo no sa na enya no kre na ye twesan ya me say the right step. Of course, I say there should be greater due diligence. Maybe too, there's no problem with that criticism. I'm sure say
more due diligence.
I'm sure say lessons will be drawn from this. If you know, you be actually so that some it is an easy. But the most important thing, you verify my credentials.
So how come you miss this one?
Well, it is something you can look into. So I must say, you make me actually. Everybody who is appointed, they have background checks, including people who are close to the president of your post. Yabo dia say ya appoint ya nominate no. Serious checks are made. Now we have a very solid intelligence system. Mo bia entoto na seda. But of course, once in a while some fall through the cracks. So se ba ne sa na penifo say wonam na wo hwe ase a. Wo hwe bia akwohwe no. Wo hwe bia wo patere era na wo na pem bo no. So ya share sapo munsu ya da ye ho so. Me ni say bi say tisa e be si na mom na say ya hye ne so. Sa sam beto bia na no. In fact, about one among and son as some no cry beto bia. Wo hwe wo hwa abaya ye kana say wan call inauguration put. They wan call because at that time her nomination been revoked, yes. Documents no kire say na enya ade a appointment de man no can no sign ekita no sa abrem. Nti eno cry kire say abaya no tu one among and son as some no e beto bia. Sebi o ma ye bu no so nyansa ni ba akofoti. Nti say wuti bibi now so say what we abaya adwina so a ye beti na you to one among. I think say it's a better way to serve people. Since obey aso bra say adazidia beto bia say boni yakoso no me to one among. President Mama want say
now Mr. Direct question.
Yeah.
Was she ever the physician to President Jomala? Because it's on social media. John Mahama, the physician.
Sebi, any Bibian is so right. Beginning say you have the capacity to verify information.
Right.
President Mama, mini physician. I on an several years. Oh yeah, Dr. Penia won in the pa. About we on men President Mama baby. See, and no credit. So, in fact, sir, we no cry no. Ebino crack as a fake crap. That was. Any people na agent I don't know NPP for no shares all over the place. NPP exactly. You can share. Sometimes and I'm say you can't fake news. I want somebody they have factories that produce fake news. So I must say so. And you have a TBR. And yes, I what said that's a banana macrasso. I can tell you an authority on your president physician. President physician he's been there for many years. Or here you won't be a highly qualified medical practitioner. No, on the president Manante long before he even became president.
No, why your man for say it's the seat of public officer, Joseph prosecute no. Is it well considering say because I mean identical community motion for false publication. This is also like
to me it can be looked into. It is routine, it will be done. But
it will be investigation.
Of course, it will be looked into. And I'm only here to be able to. But the first step was to make sure say ebetu just be bisa akosono. Ebetu one among yachi appointment nasa. And we've done just that, which is what the president must do.
So on Chairman Wontumi ho nsem no yentie honorable Dafiamapo ne nsem a ode to so.
I'm even informed that the FIC is also preparing its own docket.
Financial Intelligence.
Thank you.
Center.
So this is not the first time that an accused person at this stage, a suspect, is investigated in respect of suspected offenses that is committed contemporaneously. Indeed, by practice, if a suspect is taken through this initial police inquiry, a prima facie is established and prosecution commences. Prosecution always has the power, and there are statutes, to go back to court and vary or amend the charge sheet if further evidence emerged.
I'm out for the great Suswaba, I'm an eye papa.
And now, him say, even likely say, and a EOCO for each chairman Wontumi, another state agency in Subetimia San picking an apple.
And your Nedian get your Bessie. I fed the NS of Person Mubuya Bray Suakata. Nanny and Kadiaba no Obia Fanum Ponkata, Mr. That's me. Obi Mr. It's me. Nanny and Kadiaba, I dear Pan and Obi and Yata and Udo Castle.
The Emma Maker San say the majority chief whip in Parliament is a lawyer, a Roxanne Nelson Dafiama, was so name.
Papa no Mumia and Shoa, where almost appointment committee on.
Wabeka news file say our information say Financial Intelligence Center FIC Fuanso air build the docket, chairman Wontumi home. It is almost a funny, you cry in your one.
Obi, Tesiano or Mino, say rule of law, any constitution, Yenaya Diatumono, Obi a Diatuba. And as Tesiano, Tenya Nipa, nothing Cassitia, Nahunimusitia, Tenio no see edging, and as Tesia, Dibu or Mino, and other thing. What you say? It say, Annie ever conwa, say, or Mino, Yatua Banner, Obi, no Obedi anymore, or not the Oya understand and call for a two Abama Noa. A man is being Kunimuno, Omono at the safe haven. And yan to Abama Noa, yes to see what the other political side, yes to see the young friend to town crew. Obi Jacobanes idea, let us all one preference, some more. What you say? What you mean, free Kumasi Matrankai? Now, so some much had him, aha, Yatrapa.
Obianka Sabrawana would in a chip.
Debbie, Obi, and Katakwa of the document to be a mobile. But Entimisan to us be.
So Captain Smart is when you have power.
Mohammed didn't come up, made it to watch now. Sir, Obi or one of Bemua or Fast Cabia and Mahaman Chino. Then can you crow Krumha? Which I said, don't get any 3 million. Want to be only one. I said, don't get any answer to a certain level. Say, what did Chama want to be quite to? I said, don't get one. Excuse my French, but who's age me for? Eh, Mama says, so called Prempe College. Want to be to see a good Prempe College near Telephone. Chama want to be Kasaya, man, I not trash. I'm a friend, Mensha. I feel die a friend, yes, in Yamutu. Would you be with Yamushi? At the pagative man, I want me. That time, I've been penning for him. Yeah, send be with the new patriotic party to say, hey, guy, where you are treading, it's a dangerous arena. You got to be careful. I could find Santini. I saw you must say tribal politics. This is not tribal politics. This is tribal intricacy. It's an another who said he needed somebody from Ashanti region to disrespect Otumfuo, to disrespect Nananum, and disrespect Asantefoa, a DMPP bass from that time nobody president. Who is the person to be used? That was Chama Wontumi. Me kwati afenyo markets what's a lawyer? Really? Rule of law, sir. Na niema. Me yacheme. Me yache. Yasima said the presidency is involved in Galamsey. Asamwe yache. The criminal offense in there. Obi a court amami bail no. On the same issue, you arrested me. And then man will say no rule of law. Say ya man won't be. Oh, PF police headquarters. Na national security abetche no won't be that. Afenyo markets. That time now you're a trotro driver. Now you're a lawyer. When it happened to me, you were a trotro driver. Na me de me nya Ghana ni me boa afenyo na me yi Morocco na me fi Saudi Arabia mboa na me nya Ghana ni eno de wa hunu said no ade na ye Captain Smart no akwa abrante ne nya boni bia. Why are we treating this young man this way? MPP for post on social media na Chama Wontumi kura de police for man be na national security for na so bonti ase yey me de na court na ma me bail. Na MPP MPs led by Afenyo Markets, Oma kwatena from to say Nkurase nwe, ompe kwadu adi. Oma kwatena from to say nwe, ompe kwadu. Nwe, kwakuo, ye pekwadu. Nwe, ye timi enye nyansani bia mana kancha Afenyo Markets say, talk to that guy, he's fooling around. Na Afenyo Markets where to me kwatena from. Wa where to me ro mpabwa. Aka oni ababram say yoga ni ya hwe ne sotro. What gine? The MPP so say no. Nkokuo mo pekwadu. Afenyo Markets, wajigo mu afo asase mi wa ye futu ni. Wajigo mu afo asase dey also the year estate. And that facility is worth several millions of dollars. Watch this. Afenyo Markets say odo Chama Wontumi a adan one fa say japade ho nkrata afa nko EOCO me ya ma Chama Wontumi be. Yey. Dwen ho mienu. Say we MPP ni say na what party ni mu a ma wadwe nya adwuma na wo ye kokwen saa kwa bi na ote Wontumi station so a oye katapre kapre wo ye ni ma se wadi fufu ade ache so no saa kwa mo nka che no ebeduru no so ada asem beto no no ho obeye mobo se obeye mo nka che se me se boboba na obeye mobo se sa Afenyo Markets say oye minority leader odo Chama Wontumi pa mo nka che ne se me se ni simpa project no onfa document no onfa nko EOCO no nko sign bail ma Afenyo Markets ada no timi fanko na empenifo a ya mama akonya o parliament yen ya say ye sika de akotongo mo te form to send no apart from Afenyo Markins and say another press say he's the boss eti another press ni property bia o Ghana ha obetimi de akosi awoa say embeli chama Wontumi MPP for her money na de eba no se bunim akobi akopɛ dade a kyahye me MPP MP a come to form to say ade Wontumi obedem bra wodem kura dada Debbie bonka na ya de bi kwotum de hona kai woda o Wontumi what to say say when are senior prefect the same place now ya de bi kwoto ye no even the same place where you dey na niema kode once akufa de the baby o she fugu no kwa yie nobody guard the chi obi atimi nchi na ado wodem wobedem Wontumi wodem wobedem ye wie wo pa I know the next person me mondi ya bechewu eti Afenyo Markins get ready ade na amode ye atoforce no you are going to face the same thing ambulance atoforce dim ho hwemo de say the concern na akoto eti atoforce in trouble okay wo so na we ECG boche na Sansa ye MP okay Afenyo get ready what time meso enchekra eti ono akasa kra say what they are doing to Wontumi, it can happen to me today or tomorrow. He knows it. He will get your turn. Bra, ya betcha wu. Asa microphone na say patch on mouth. Mpenifa him fa kese na say patch on. Then be aso me ba so ko Jubilee House bia na Mahama tukwan. Fasa na ho. Wo betchu so me do nyame.
In charge of government communication, Honorable Felix Ofosu achirichiri mu di ntia chairman Wontumi desego EOCO any sema ekoso around him.
I'm not too happy with government. Say, I mean, this is somebody who been him say, or your business number chroma. Or Ghanaian what should I pay 50 million billboard and that tone so just to persecute the man? Sana by the yana.
Edika no. I buy in this Shabia say, over time of the year. Ghana, I'm rich, say, and found one who can see away your mind. Say, in Penifone, Omo Adam Raya Juma. Omo ya atantini ho adwuma esusu se why bibi eti o man mra se omo ne wudi no se ne mra ne kire yete Ghana he da bia wo police station ya chi obi oda counterback sisi ana oda sela ye twense bibi no ye bon toa afi 2024 ade ba ko a na Ghana fo diduo nyina gitum se etu atese wo Ghana hapa ne po ani keta sehye ani sike wi ani sike die basa na ekoso e wo MPP apenso ana abra no mo wa ben and until you say be by a friend operation cover all routes. I actually say why bibi is say fat for any kita session ni dwure mu ho a e yade a ye betu wana mo nto be ka man pani mama o say bo say oba for any kita say yade obe komiti and den ansa na obe man pani ye to abama ni wie na o twen abefu konya kase no and e be say konya so no what say sa orakuo no so mo nya hwehwe mu me no ka say ensemfo amako be ye ahamienu ni do wotwe 280 cases and or for the ebeda by so we need your my ya musu se bibi mo ese san ye mu hwehwe mu and we say me no ka nipa be ye eduoson asa 2 se go na be 65 and be eduoson and na impenefo aton sa afre wo mo atoto mo enu me bi kura gina court ya bo mo church sky train dey na say e call court enti Wontumi de no enye bibi so nko kire se eye aban emre nimfo pani na be de chi o de be tu dwa na se ene nanza se omususu se Wontumi aye ne bi e fa dwurim ne pro ne keta se hye na empo no omusan susu se adaze de bi o kire se eye ehyen bi a ebede ne nchen no amfa mrakwan so ne bae nti me no ka se amanonefo bi a omuso bro ni so me law enforcement official so me ye aposifo ehuntehuofo mo ye nhwemu amana ne so ene Ghana aban yi din kita ho se saa ensensem we fa ehyen no so omunwem nhwehwem emrama ho kwan se aposifo ana EOCO ana OSP ana edumekuo bi a Wontumi se eya asem bi nhwehwemu ehwehwe wo a omutumi to nsa frew omutumi so ebechew they can arrest the here is on my family kwan so Ghana ha no se police ni a oye above I think superintendent obechew a wo hia warrant ntubetu aba ofie se paka nisu se why body nti me police superintendent mana me rank no was so superintendent nti machew bese ne yonko obetu nisu afa phone afra se paka asem ni say na yesu se ohubo mu nti no bra nti e ma wo ebrese ana brebe na wosusu obetumi aba no me no why shit nti se Wontumi ko police na opie na EOCO for so so mu hia no no mo famra kwan so omo warrant to
this is
Ghana there be a go for chi amanfo
I agree
said omo ekwachi said omo ekwa wi asabe mponche ne bode ne banche aposi for kwachi wo ana mran so kire se emfa won no kasi a wo ye enwa ye pe wo mran nim nti so obi wi aponche ne yakwachi no na obi susu se wakwaje bosia e wa ban dwumekuo bi ho se odi koye efuo na wentu amfa anye nti obi yi ne hwano a menyi ni se se ye na enyi yi menyi ani se misre de enyi ani se e famra kwan so de se obi sa se kwan a EOCO fo fa so ye na famra kwan so ana eti amra sabi wontumi obi bo no so bi amo
eyewitness for say then the phone crown no the phone no
and no
more like an abuse of his right and
be am finding
some dragging if you can that's eyewitness no more kati
abofo fe be minimal force and a reasonable force until we dey ahode osusu se be boa mo achi nipa no na ye adwuma wo ko twira ban kokumu a emra ne kire se aban penefo no e wo donhwede aduanan nwotwe se omodo be court akobo okwedu ana akoka bibia kire court no enye se so muja ma okofi se sa do nhwere aduanan nwotwe ana na mienu no so omutumi ma obill se ko na yehia wa e be san afre na mom ansa na obetumi nya otedidi mu sa no e wo se omoye hihye ya abema omanya abotoye mo se omuhia wa mo sa be kan nti ya fre bibi bill bond ana se surety nti wo paka semena asem sa atome na isa so ya madam futi so paka asem atome nti bra na begidi mu egina mu nti wo ba so paka boni a waye no se yesisi ni nyina ne bo no fa se 10 cedis nti se ne be ye benya rehemu se ye hwehwe dipa na esa be kan no kofa ejapade a ne bo no be ye 12 cedis bra se ne be ya se bibi nti yensa nka na se ton se ejapade na ye se be kan se kan nti wo ye sure with wo gina mama nipa ne se wo esan se wo nim ni nti no se aban hwe na wo bebo moden se wo de ne beba ana se omo sa kan nti wo hwe bone ya impedifo so se waye ani sika e wo mu na ba ko bi kwa wo mo se ye ma no contract se onye kwan ne bo no ye 45 million Ghana cedis na musu se onye kwan ya ne bo no som sa
ono ko wa chirem so ono ade bisika na ye wo chirem no de media fa kasa
no problem iti abia so na so kokota obetumi sa ada sige na to dwa
you are right
but e aban asodi ana sa aban penifo na asodi se on mehwe sa ampa sa mo kan ye no kra na nchimo de ba no se de to aso mo ana iti wo hwe sabi e kwan na bo 45 million Exim Bank loan $10 million se ne kra na wo kana is about 100 million Ghana cedis ene other ones wo mo kana ne bo no wo so enti ye ma wo sika o mususu se sa sika no de bi nti wenzu na be di aban futuo mu a at least so o ha na no kakra Ghana ha wo yo me yama no 54 million Ghana cedis bill
no credit
obi wo Ghana ha yama no 1 billion bill
number one
yes
I remember
nti we enye bill a eso se ne bibia
ese mo sheda get the chiche no se na be ya se no kase order EOCO
for mama me ni wudi maka sika e was asem ma kire ba ko 45 million ba ko $10 million
it's 50 extra for you
so na say
50 million
extra proportional bonus omo hwe boniye no en sika wo mu no e na omo de aka asem so at mase nti say the sanction no to na wo akwanya so benya nipa mu meji ngina mu a ye be mu akofie se se de obi a ko police station a ya kasko belina bail conditions you must meet it nti se me no ka say de EOCO omo yo ma fa mu de so okay ya tena se ya no ma ye nhye se ye hia surety sa ometumi de ejapade ane bo so 50 million abia nti ya te se enra owi abra na champ
right
or the ejapade te sa no buy
se wa besi
na mo ebre buy nti na EOCO fo ntumi nya ho adwuma eno kra po no ya san te se MPP fo gari ni makon wasa court se court anti
bill bond so
eno kra po because of the pendency of that case say what court kwanze ntumi fo ntumi na mo nti mbese chire mo se sabi enye aban de se obi twere na kukum aban nya ya nka bo ne ye bi ensipo esan se ye ya hwehwemu a ye ko be nyina aban kra bo ka ho nti ye mom de ye nya nka bo ne bi ensi na mo bo ne nisi a e aban so de se ye be hwe ne ya hwehwemu na obi edifo a ya hwe na so ye aban bi oba Ghana bi aso de am before wa ba mu no they used to do this routinely I don't mind chini pa Ghana
of course I would chini pa
sami je from man china nto police CID for several hours and I say a day or two kokko anyi do one man chino ori ato force I don't mind fana ngo gina court collins I don't want fana ngo court hwe Governmental me ato force asem no wo hu enye say bia equalization na bibi but say wo tie MPP fo a Why be me also say began and no ankwaa na omano. Yeti. Hwe atofo se asem no. Second defendant Dr. Sylvester Animana. Na or your former chief director of health ministry. Some ambulance asem na abra yede na ye che no a yede no court no. Na or yare bibiri or was serious kidney problem. Na onti asem sabi pedu asem no ni so hu ade. Oti wheelchair mu ni fie ewo efensen kwa benya chi wo. Anope bia ofo trotro eti wheelchair mu eba court. Oti na was several hours. Na owo agent need to go and do a kidney transplant. Governmental didn't go to court. Abrebia ebe friend say omra docket mu no na ontumi po nkasa. And yet Governmental took him to court. The man sat in a wheelchair in court. Obi a wo kidney serious kidney problem or hearing impairment. Neni so hu ade papa. And yet MPP aban hu no mobo. E didn't go to court. Yet and I would see o ma say omo no they didn't even touch a fly. That was how callous they were. It's more ding omo di bu man no. They took Ubia no was serious health problems to court. Victor Salome. Oh, in prison. Meboa. Yeah. Chachuchi kata nyame nko anka ofri yensa. At the time that he was in prison. Professor Fempom Watson, heart surgeon, and Nigerian one. Let the MPP not speak. As you said, they are too Wontumi being seen. In any event, and yet you see and Anunti and Naeba. You was so dear, sir, by say, Obi Bibi Susiti, I'm right to one among. Due process, your family are so pepe any day. But you see, Sasemusia, you will come you know, your fashion. You can use sobriety, cool heads. Yeah. You can also use a hot-headed approach. It was your MPP, Wontumi a lawyer who is calm, composed, and measured. Only EOCO for reading it, I press Obenya a year and the client who did the man. And your wife before this one was to say, Asem we have an intino. I said, Omodijin Jomobis into the way engaged in theatrics. How does a minority leader, any MPs, which a parliament was a back boycott to parliament? And EOCO, no other enough for Mesu. Say, Obi, I have found a council, I saw you. And you say, be a pack of cars, a chill when to Muntino. You can solidarize in those ways. But in what way has Wontumi been denied his rights? He has legal representation. The lawyer is going back and forth. Lawyer na prayer ko nyani pam yunu. Say o meji na muma na onya bill. And when you speak to his lawyer, he is calm about the whole process. Of course, I know obi have the so obi have but me nya yanka boni yensi so that it doesn't even warrant. Say we Wontumi ko defiase and faso aban be nyan dey. Except that we must fight corruption. MP before when they were in power, I believe that they thought they had responsibility to fight corruption. So they took people to court. Dr. Puni, I'm going to go to court 7 years. 7 years, maybe why? And I said, now, Dr. Puni, I'm going to say, no, any back. No, any back. Why see? So why the effort to create the impression say, BB Akosu, I didn't see your man back and I say, etc. Because you see, the middle class, you know. See, I mean, these are some of the things in terms of trouble here. And not true. It's, you know, they don't expect you. So we see Sansa will start and see Sansa is hitting the image of the government. And you know, credit that. John Muhammad, the president, say it is not Sansa will send the image. First of all, I brought President yeah, promise of Aura. Right. If Aura makes me, I can say, so we 24-hour economy fewer in terms of campaign promises. Now a year popular power, Aura was number one. The middle class of Ghana insists that corruption must be fought. Why are you not speaking to them on a daily basis? Of course, okay. I didn't hear social media. So who are these middle class workers on Google food because Wontumi has been taken through? How can you say, Obia is this why you're born in? You yourself have demanded accountability. Say you couldn't see for any catastrophe. You have no problem. So again, how no approach? What approach? A claim of fast. No, what approach? I mean, these are the things. Minority for the Kujina, a EOCO way, a created tension. No, if there's a protest, how does that hit the image of the government? In any event, I've asked you which law EOCO breached. Look, there's a right to arrest. You need a warrant. And as somebody who has proper authorization and capacity must effect the arrest. Nipa yes hour the why no a farm rap so the MP before. Yantiana that was sorry in 2017. No more free join na wall akoni fie. Akon season the phones. The same thing to Governmental. Even current Attorney General Ajini. They did the same thing. I am not sure say the middle class of Ghana are upset. Say President Obama and the government are living up to the expectations that they must fight corruption.
I see.
And when he said we don't make sweeping generalizations, you can't say no. I don't think say Obi Wagana ha. The nation will say abine. Of course, MPP as a party, there are two strands of behavior in the MPP. You want more your cool heads. Normal, and then they are the hot-headed fanatics. They are interested in politics. Almost to say that is how they sell themselves as champions of the grassroots. That is what African Americans are doing. No, but President doesn't have to approve. Omampeni to me, Obi say he doesn't have the power to say Paka, why Bonia, my so why every local to Fiasia, no, because if you on humanitarian grounds, if you Paka, Mama, clemency, and I'm a pardon. That is the power that the president has. But as the process goes on, he doesn't have power. But yes, I will Buganam Raso. It is only a court that can determine your guilt or otherwise. It's law enforcement agencies through Attorney General. Almost to say, why Bonia? There's a process, a time-tested process. The accuracy, it does not violate any known process in Ghana. I've asked you what exactly
the former vice president called before office worker.
Because there was an agreement. Terms were reached on how Omra and the Kwaya Yamfaso. No, just said terms were reached. I know for a fact. It was agreed. Say there should be no crowd. Because the moment you do that, you create the atmosphere you create is not conducive to the person of the year. Say you don't need a whole crowd behind you as a former vice president. So the moment he breached the agreement, it was no longer going to hold. In any event, so that's the reason. In any event, two sureties must appear.
Right.
As far as I am aware, and as I said before, I can say Dr. Bamiari the Papa Kubai. So now can you Papa come and the other person with later on learned Brandon Champo. But he brought at a time when it could not be processed. So, and I also don't think say Dr. Bamiari makes a difference in the matter.
See how he's doing. What prevents him? What prevents when you deny Bamiari the opportunity to say you have an agreement. Say there will be interview. You okay, these are my terms. Right. Brasa Brewi. Mesumeba Hasa Brewi. Metna 1 hour now my na mesolekwa. Ubetwa so say Dabi. Me know yes na me boss ye. Absolutely. So he did not honor the agreement on EOCO company for any pay for a year to create the sort of atmosphere that enables fence EOCO company for any enemy because give access to fence. Because for me that is secondary. You see what matters? It's not secondary because he's the former vice president of the Republic of Ghana and party chairman. It's only fair. Only fair to a president of Ghana has been invited to NIB before under President Kufo. That was Jerry Wallace. So I don't know what the MPP is talking about. Former president of Ghana, the longest serving president in Ghana's history. Yefi Abemu sometime in 2001. Yeah, 2001. For making a speech at a June 4 rally. Yefi no call BN. In fact, they recorded the conversation and played it on good on the Mapoladmo chairman of Bon in Ghana in 2001. I see. So they are almost there. They didn't even regard the status of a former president. They actually invited him. BNI. And interrogated him. The witnesses were KSM, Sadano. Satana, David Asante Piutu, and the director of CID, I believe. They interviewed him, recorded it, and played it on Good Evening Ghana. This is about 24 years ago. I see. So, exactly where is the issue that is being raised here? You see, sometimes you wouldn't name Ghana back or someone. Why do you say the year before? You see, again, some of them are just engaged in political theatrics. You see, almost to say, I know now the Beijing will be, but let them not make a mistake. You see, your base is not sufficient to win your elections. You must convince the generality of the people. Say, at least in Kubu and Mudi and Monsieur BBF. Maybe say, you will go there decently to go and engage officials to find out, send what to say, and do whatever you can to help him. You don't need to go and mass up. So just to show, say, you are mobilized. You don't mobilize your base around law enforcement. Until leaders of the MPP could have gone in sobriety. So we have police assembly and see how you can enter. That is how come the lives of Brother Champone, the first lawyer Pia Kubi, are the real heroes of the day. The Abema Wontumi and
Nti sabi they are not going to stop what they are doing lawfully.
I was there reporting. I was there reporting. I was there reporting.
That for me doesn't even matter. So I must say, the point is that the reaction is not the same as Ubia. Yakase, these are the specific
allegations against them.
At Ofosu, Abra, or invited to interrogate him. See, I heard. Say, I was with him throughout the trial. The court every time the case was called. Who went there? Dr. Opuni, invited and say, I'm to Suna, no, we call baby on interrogating. Collins Lauda, we call baby on interrogating. Friends say, Jachi Kwesi, we call baby on interrogating. Because due process was being followed. Even if we disagreed with the claims they were making in terms of, say, Omaya Boniyana or Mokana, you cannot fault the fact that due process was used.
Okay.
So, my young to Tony message. Now, yes, we saw in the year and pass Musu. Say merely because you go and make noise at a facility belonging to state law enforcement officials. No, it doesn't happen. We cannot run the country like that.
I see. Indeed, we cannot.
And you are buying debt. Say you got you be a two. No, say you should say why you be a it's yam radia. I say the family and the president has no rule in it. Want to make us why the president cannot, any president that does that will say that.
Abusia Ejumapa on demand service for and Eka say Ejumapa on demand for say o pese wo di dwuma bia nkankanga for amwo brochire a obe hia nipa didi so ya tilers anasa building constructors fashion designers chese auto mechanic bia o pese wo di say dwuma bia ma no obekọ ye app no so na wa download Ejumapa on demand service ayesa so obekọ www.ejumapa-on-demand-service eno so obekọ ko hu edwumadi edi nyina ni trimopo nyina ne se ye boawo ema okokofo obi ana wodi dwuma bi a nipa a okokofa no esansa wonnim na kira kwan bia nti no to bi kura nipa na gisika wie open here na hu no Ejumapa-on-demand fo aba ama sa ha nyina afiri ho esansa obi bia ya de be ma so woni dwuma bia ma no ya ye background checks ehu se nipa yi onim ne wo ye enye kwanche trefa ni bia wonim de wo ye ene ye fa no edna ma wo na ni gisamba ko omu ne se onipa bia de be ma wo a odi be di dwuma bia no sabe background no sem anase si ebu afa so pa dia enya de besi na wanso san nim se sabe ko soja mumpo a ye wo military police ono so soja ni ochi soja ni eno me kire mu se eye Ejumapa on demand for no ye sanso supervisors a abre nyina no omko rounds check se adwuma na nipa no de beda ye no sa pepepe ene ye no na se Ejumapa on demand de omama adwuma no aye simple se bibi ni ena onte ase ampacho no wafa numbers no aye gusuo no no wafre